let's talk about Comfrey on the Homestead. Hi everybody, I'm Sarah from Living Traditions Homestead, and thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to talk about Comfrey on the Homestead and its valuable uses. This is my Comfrey plant. It's gotten kind of out of control. I planted it in the middle of this herb garden before I really knew how big Comfrey would get. It's really taken over the entire thing. So today I'm going to cut it back. It's starting to go to flower. It's requiring a lot more water than I'm willing to give it or able to give it. I'm going to cut it way back and dry it to get it ready to be given to my animals in dried form. I've got some oregano and sweet William and more oregano here, but you can see that it's just really covering things up. I think I have some flowers. Yeah, I have some flowers under there that are getting buried. Oop. You can see, I don't know. Anyway, things are getting buried. You can see that made a huge difference. You can actually see all these herbs that are trying to grow here. Some snapdragons that we're trying to grow under there, and some rosemary. And there you can see those are some tiny little zinnia plants that were being covered up. I would have never planted that there had I known. And yeah, see there are those zinnia plants on the other side I was telling you about. And now my sage has free reign. See, we're getting all smashed. So there, that's much better. I'll clean up all of this dead stuff under there. You can see that, I left quite a bit. That's plenty. All that new growth, that'll be better in no time. That'll be all big and good, and I'll have to cut it back again. But you can see I cut back a lot. This big old pile here. So I'm gonna rubber band all these up into big sections and get them hanging in the barn. Well, I've spent some time bundling up these Comfrey bundles, and out of that big plant over there, I got about 9 big bundles like this, and I'm going to take that into one of our barns. I'm going to hang it by the rubber band and by a nail and let it dry just like that in one of the barns. It's going to be warm in there, but it won't get any sun. A lot of people choose to dry their herbs and things in the sun. I tend to take it out of direct sunlight, let it dry in either a warm area. A lot of times I dry things in the house, but this is too big. Away from the sunlight, because I think that the sunlight destroys some of the valuable nutrients within the plants as they're drying. So the main purpose that I will be using for this Comfrey is to dry it and use it for my goats, either in the winter as a supplement or with some of my goats that are in milk to increase their protein level. I've been researching online the various reasons for using Comfrey, and I was really surprised at what I found. If you are a doomsday prepper, or if you are just prepping for emergency, or if you just like to be prepared for whatever may happen, you need to have Comfrey on your homestead. Have you thought about, if I can't get to a feed store, if feed doesn't come in pellets or in bags anymore, if I can't run a tractor to bale hay, like, where am I going to get all of this feed for my animals? We've got rabbits on our homestead, goats, chickens, ducks, geese. We hope soon to have pigs, maybe a milk goat. That's a lot of life to support in an emergency situation, and it's a lot of life to support on a very minimal budget. So Comfrey is the plant to go to in a time where you need to figure out how to feed your animals without a feed store or without a neighbor or a tractor and a baler. And the reason is that Comfrey compares with legume hays like alfalfa in protein. Actually, Comfrey has up to 23 or 26% protein in it in the dried state. You can feed it to them fresh, you can feed it to them dry. So it is really comparable to a high quality hay. Now, if it's so great, why aren't farmers around the country and around the world growing Comfrey and selling it instead of alfalfa hay? Well, the main answer is it's just not as easy to harvest. A hay field, you can just chop it down, rake it into rows, bale it into bales, and set it aside for winter, and you're done. Comfrey, it's thick-stemmed. It will rot if you just let it pile up on the ground, and it takes a lot more messing around with to dry it. So if it were easier to harvest, I'm sure that it would be much more popular in our feed stores, and we'd be feeding it to all of our animals. I want to point out that all of your animals will go crazy over Comfrey, and it does have some medicinal tendencies. I know that Rosemary Gladstar, who is a pretty famous medicinalist, she raves about it. In the book Beyond the Pellet, which I read a lot about how to raise rabbits without or with minimal use of the alfalfa pellets or the rabbit pellets, they rave about it as well, the health benefits to rabbits. I use it with my milking goats as a way to increase protein and to increase milk production. Same can go with rabbits too. If you have a rabbit that's not producing a lot of milk for her kits, you can start supplementing her with either dry or fresh Comfrey. So all around, this is a plant that is an absolute must on the homestead. It can be grown in borders. It can be grown as an entire garden. It will get very big. I didn't realize that, obviously, as I shared with you before, that it would get humongous really quickly. And from what I understand, once you plant one, you're never going to get rid of it out of that spot. So I guess I will be, fighting that for a long time. But anyway, you guys, I wanted to share with you about Comfrey and its really awesome uses on the homestead, and that it really is a necessity for long-term and survival if you're into that thing, and prepping if you're into that thing. So go ahead and get you some Comfrey and start using it, and let me know what you think about it. So I think that's going to wrap up my video for today. If you guys liked what you were seeing, if you know anything about Comfrey, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, go ahead and do that. We would sure appreciate it. And until next time, you guys, take care and God bless.
Hey, thank you guys so much for stopping by the homestead today. We do truly appreciate every one of you for wanting to be part of our lives. We're now going to be putting out 5 new videos every week, Monday through Friday. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Also, don't forget to check out the videos over here on the side. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you next time back on the homestead. God bless.